Deep in the forest ecosystem, an ant named Chintu operated at maximum efficiency. She lived in a hyper-productive environment where every second mattered. Chintu was exceptional. From a very young age, she displayed an intense work ethic and a sharp intelligence that naturally placed her in a leadership role among her peers. She was always the first out to gather food and the first to finish. But a high baseline of capability doesn't make an individual immune to internal sabotage. Her intelligence was about to become a liability. As she grew older, Chintu stopped looking at her work and started looking outward. She watched a peacock display its feathers and wondered why no one looked at her. She watched a butterfly glide through the air and resented having to crawl on the dirt. She even grew bitter watching squirrels effortlessly jump between trees. This matrix maps the comparison trap, contrasting visible advantages like wings with invisible advantages like stamina. Fixating on others causes physical paralysis. As visible traits' perceived value climbs, Chintu's personal output plummets to zero, trapping her directly in this paralysis zone. Jealousy does not alter our physical abilities. Chintu was exactly as strong as she was a week prior, but envy actively destroys the capacity to deploy that potential. Then came an environmental shock. A massive, violent storm tore through the forest, generating heavy winds and a torrential downpour that erased peacetime conditions. The established hierarchy of value flipped immediately. The peacock's magnificent tail instantly soaked up the rainwater, transforming a marker of beauty into a heavy anchor that pinned him down in the mud. The butterfly's delicate wings, perfectly evolved for agile flight, became completely useless in the heavy rain. High up in the canopy, the heavy winds collapsed the squirrel's habitat. Without a stable foundation to launch from, its incredible agility meant nothing. It was left shivering on the ground. Superficial treats are highly enviable during peacetime, but when a true crisis hits, those exact same traits frequently become fatal flaws. While the rest of the forest descended into panic, the ant colony experienced zero disruption. They were perfectly safe and fully operational. This cross-section diagram illustrates low visibility, high utility attributes. Ants use incredible engineering to build insulated tunnels deep below the flooded topsoil. Arrows show floodwater diverted away from the core. The beauty she envied was a drowning weight, while this hidden engineering kept her alive. True security and strength lie in unbreakable foundational utility, not in visible aesthetics. Chintu looked at the peacock, now a shivering heap of wet feathers, and felt a sudden sharp break in her resentment. The perfect life she had obsessed over was now a cage, and for the first time in months, her own smallness felt like an advantage. That internal shift moved her from a passive observer to an active problem solver. She looked at the destruction and asked a single proactive question: how can I help? She immediately rallied the colony to deploy their true collective strengths: overwhelming numbers and flawless coordination. Hundreds of ants marched out in strict formation. One team physically transported the heavy, wet butterfly to higher ground. Another engineered a thermal shelter out of leaves for the shivering squirrel. A third unit systematically cleared the mud and water from the peacock's feathers. As the work began, the mental weight of comparison simply had no room to exist. In the face of a direct problem, the internal noise of envy went silent. When the storm finally cleared and the sun rose, the social structure of the forest had permanently shifted. The peacock told Chintu he had never seen true beauty until he watched her work. The squirrel and the butterfly openly acknowledged that genuine strength comes from service, not from showing off. For the first time, Chintu felt intense pride in her own existence. She finally understood her unique value in the larger ecosystem. This diagram illustrates the cognitive cost of jealousy. It forces our focus outward, processing external noise instead of internal utility. To maximize impact, that lens has to rotate away from the distractions and lock the targeting reticle onto our specific functional capabilities. By abandoning comparison, individuals can repurpose their hidden strengths into tools that actively change their environment. The energy wasted on envy becomes kinetic action. True greatness is never about how you are seen by the world. It is measured entirely by the tangible impact your actions leave behind.